to join our stream, and I will repeat it. Hello, my dear friends. Best greetings from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. My name is Dr. Victor Fursov. I am a research entomologist, beekeeper, and teacher. And this stream, this online translation, is devoted to the study of entomological material in Mexico. Entomological material, it means insects, maybe some other invertebrates, which I have been collecting in Mexico some years ago, which I am storing still in our collection in Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, which I am studying, which can be used for next studying for many years, because our institute is a kind of museum which is saving entomological material for many years. And it's quite important to visit different distant areas. Distant means far away from place where just entomologist is living, studying, and working. For example, to Mexico. So this video is devoted to insects in Mexico, and I will be very pleased to show you some my original video and some original photographs myself, and also some interesting habitats in Mexico, some interesting environments in Mexico, and some interesting historical places in Mexico, and tell you a little bit more how to come to entomological expedition far away to tropics, to subtropics, to deserts, to some distant areas, distant countries, far away from the place where you are at the present moment. Despite this difficult situation in Ukraine, which is wild-scale war in Ukraine now, if somebody is sleeping somewhere on the south bank of an island somewhere in South Italy, if you are just enjoying maybe beach somewhere in Philippines, if you're just enjoying Southern Sea somewhere in Indonesia, in Thailand, maybe you're just enjoying some palms in tropics in Cambodia, or maybe in Vietnam, or maybe you're just enjoying some cold at present moment sea somewhere in Turkish Republic. I'm still inviting you to join this video in the time when Ukraine is suffering from the wild-scale war between Russia and between Ukraine. So far, so good. I will tell you about peaceful time, about time when I visited Mexico, when I was younger, when I was happy to come to distant country where you are just feeling yourself as the first entomologist who is studying your precisely entomological group. And so you can feel in distant country as Alexander Gumboldt, because everything that you can find in such country far away will be discovery for you, will be just inventory for you, which will be first finding for you if you are coming somewhere to Mexico, to Ecuador, to Venezuela, to Argentina, or to some African countries, safe places at least. Or maybe if you are coming to Italy, you can collect also something very unique. If you are just taxonomist, if you are entomologist, if you are studying precisely special group of insects which are very tiny, which are very small, maybe just even big like dragonflies. But if you are taxonomist, if you are ecologist, you can find something unique, something rare, something unusual, something which you can find the first in the world, and you can describe it. You can observe it at the first glance, at the first eyes yourself, and you have unique opportunity to record it on video, on photo, now put it just on website like iNaturalist, and of course describe it and publish it in scientific publications. This is the most important task for scientists, to find something, to describe it, to make conclusions, some analyzing of receive the results, and publish these results in scientific papers. Okay, some audience are coming, that's very good. That audience is coming on telephone, which I am talking about Mexico. But on telephone, I cannot show you video. If you switch on from telephone on my channel, directly on the link of my channel, Dr. Victor Fursov, you can find second part of my translation, which will be translating on computer with video, with videos of insects, of my travels, and I will tell you some stories about Mexico and about insects in Mexico. I'm studying small parasitic wasps, which are indicated here on this background, on this poster, Chalcid wasps. And these Chalcid wasps were phytophagous, were developing inside plants, eating some seeds, some galls, some insects inside as phytophagous, if eating some plant material, plant cells, plant tissues, or entomophagous insects. My group is egg parasitoids of a family Trichogrammatidae. The genus Trichogramma is the most important in the world as used for biological control of agricultural pests. Here I have very tiny, but on poster very big egg parasitoid, this one. On computer it's visible, yeah, on telephone it's also visible. This is Trichogrammatidae, genus Xiphogamma, practically not a studied genus, only with few species worldwide, with unknown biology. If you can collect this insect and send me for investigation, you can be co-author of a scientific paper, because it's very difficult to find this Xiphogamma genus. I collected it in Ukraine. I have material from other countries as well. Recently it was described from Saudi Arabia by one Indian entomologist. And that's all, just very few places we've described with these insects. And of course, first insect I will show you, entomophagous insect. Come on computer. On computer, head to a stage. On computer, I show you this is entomophagous insect, which is developing on another insect, like this pteromalid insect, developing larvae developing inside the pupa of some flies. That's why on video you can watch how female of pteromalid wasp is searching for the place for oviposition. Oviposition when entomophagous insect lay an egg inside the host, inside the body of host, or on the body of host as ectoparasitoid, inside as endoparasitoid, and larvae of entomophagous insects developing inside the host. Like for pteromalid, this species, this is pupal parasitoid, developing inside puparium and inside the pupa of this fly. My particular group, as I said, this is Trichogramma parasitoid, egg parasitoids. I show you on computer as well. Trichogrammatidae, very tiny parasitoids, from 0.3 till 1 millimeter size. On the screen of computer you can watch Trichogramma genus, just a lot of them because they're just hatched from eggs of Lepidoptera, from eggs of butterflies. This is the most important, not easy way, but most important way to collect Trichogramma. If you collect eggs of butterflies, eggs of moths, keep them inside tubes, keep them inside small plastic jars, inside small glass jars. Add here label, and from these eggs of Lepidoptera, eggs of Coleoptera, eggs of other insects, some very tiny parasitoids will be emerged. So these tiny egg parasitoids, entomophagous insects developing in eggs, this is my material for the study. And of course, we're keeping collection in our institute and in visiting other laboratories, other universities to study this material. On computer, you can watch our collection, which is stored in our department. Collection of small entomophagous insects, which are pinned on small entomological pins with specifically with labels, with label of distribution, of label of collected site, identified labels. In computer you can watch also our laboratory with collection of Eurythmidae, which are a little bit bigger than my Trichogrammatida. But this is the way how we keep collection. We keep them inside drawers, we label them, we identify them for specific for species level, and we publish results. The discovery of new distribution place, discovery of new trophical relations, discovery of new host, which is very important. Very important to find the host of particular ectoparasitoids, endoparasitoid, host of Trichogrammatida family also very, and many other parasitoids are still unknown because host unknown and parasitoids is very rare. Very difficult to collect small parasitoids, which are so small, as I said, from 0.3 millimeter, 0.5 millimeter for Trichogramma, 0.5, or just 1 millimeter is a big one, 1.5 millimeter, very big one, some Trichogrammatida, very big one. For the purpose of collection of these insects, for the purpose for creation of entomological collection, for the purpose of scientific publications, we're visiting other places in distant countries, we're making entomological expeditions, where we are collecting material with different entomological methods, like simple butterfly net with special traps, like Malays, like pen traps, with methods of rearing, as I'm talking to you about rearing from hosts, rearing from different host material, from eggs, larvae, pupae, from adults, keeping them inside tubes in field conditions, keeping them inside big boxes, like material collected in big boxes. So many insects are here collected in a Malay trap. Malay trap. Here selected very tiny Chalcid wasps, which, as I said, from 0.5 till 1 millimeter size. And in laboratory during winter time, myself and some of my colleagues are studying these huge boxes, many of them with some material on the bottom, full of insects, full of tiny insects of different families, of different groups, for selection of specific families, which can be used for identification, and then for making photographs, for making description in English language, don't forget about it. We're making description of all our studied material now in English for publishing papers in English language. For that, we are visiting distant countries and making entomological expeditions. And now on computer, if you're on computer, I am very pleased to show you some places how to come to some distant areas and where you can find there and how to study that. Beginning of our presentation about entomologist visit to Mexico. Years ago, I've been invited to Mexico by my Mexican colleagues who are studying still insects now in Mexico, in the city of Ciudad Victoria. This place was indicated on the map, which is close to United States, so this is northern Mexico. Tamaulipas Tamaulipas State University in the city Ciudad Victoria. On computer you can watch palms in this city, so this place probably a little bit close in natural environment like in Texas. Of course very different, but palms are very characteristic. And this is a dry place, a little bit close to Texas. Another city on the north will be Monterey. Monterey University I also visited. And here on computer I show you some places in University. Palms, and I'm just near these palms. And for beginning, I can tell you that if you're devoted person, if you are just intended to visit place, you must be going through different difficulties. Despite these difficulties, you can come to the place, you can attend expedition, you can attend your destination place. For example, I have a story about how I came to Tamaulipas University at the first time with some small difficulties, but surprisingly unusual. I was invited to this university by my colleague, Dr. Alejandro Ruiz Canchino. I got ticket, so I came to the airport, and of course I took a plane. So this plane was far away from Ukraine to Mexico City, not directly to the city where I will be studying in Mexico, not to the city Ciudad Victoria, which is smaller than Mexico City, which is huge. So far, I came to Mexico through with transition zone in London. I do not show you some videos in London. Maybe next time I will be talking about London. So I came to London with special purpose to visit Natural History Museum on Cromwell Road, near the Metro Cromwell Road, to meet with colleagues in the Natural History Museum for one day. And next day, after passing one night in hotel, I came to Mexico City. When I came to Mexico City, if you're coming from so distant place, during maybe 9 hours of a flight, you are expecting that someone is meeting you. You are expecting that someone will meet you in airport. If you came through the ocean, yeah, so you can expect that someone can meet you in unknown city. When I came to Mexico, it was already evening time, midnight. So I came out, watched everywhere around very carefully, looking for the plate with my name, or maybe with plate with picture of insect for attraction of my attention. Nobody have not met me. I have not met anyone. So I was a little bit surprised. So I didn't worry. I just crossed airport from one wall to another wall. Okay, 15 or 30 minutes going to one way in the airport, then going back way to airport. So I crossed airport maybe 4 times, and I have not met anyone else. And this time we still didn't have smartphones, so we didn't have internet connections like now, when you can meet immediately through WhatsApp, Viber, or maybe just old social nets. And this time we didn't have telephones, pocket telephones. So finally, I was thinking, I need to make transition from airport from Mexico to another city. Probably I have only one choice, to make a telephone call to my colleagues in Tamaulipas University. I took a paper. Okay, yes, I have a telephone. I visited just exchange shop, exchange money to Mexican dollars. Then I came to the shop and I bought already card, not just coins. I already bought telephone card for $10. I came just to the telephone place, put the card, and just listening to the answer from telephone. It was, and then it was conversation. Please put some numbers on from your telephone card. Something very special. So this was not direct connections between my telephone desk and the destination place. I needed to put numbers precisely from telephone card, which are written on the back side of a card. So I was reading numbers, put the numbers from telephone card inside telephone, and it was connection. So yes, fortunately I got connection, and my colleague from far away from Tamaulipas University said me, don't worry, Dr. Fursov, you arrived very well. I have not opportunity to meet you. So take a hotel, and next morning, early at 9 o'clock, go to the desk of a small company, which will be coming from Mexico City to Ciudad Victoria. So you will receive already paid ticket from Mexico to Ciudad Victoria. So don't worry, go to hotel. Okay, thank you. Fortunately, I was very happy. I arrived to Mexico, so I will receive ticket. I tried to check the place of aircraft companies. Everything was closed because it was in the midnight and it was small aircraft company. So I went to the Hotel Marriott, in the building of airport for $100 one night. Very small hotel room, like only for one bedroom. Very small, like the place on the one bedroom and one place for another bedroom. Nothing more. But I was happy that next morning I will receive my ticket. Yes, morning time I got a ticket, and I got my place in a small airplane, and I came to Ciudad Victoria. Again, I came out from airplane. I've been expecting that someone is meeting me. No one have not met me in Ciudad Victoria airport again. I was thinking, don't worry, Victor, you came to Ciudad Victoria, so somewhere university should be nearby. I took a taxi and said to the taxi, go to Tamaulipas University, only one university in this city, big one. So finally, I paid to taxi driver, which didn't want to take me actually because it was the last driver. Everyone just came out from airport, and someone met me, but I came by taxi driver to university. Then I came to the first building of university, and from guard in the first building of university, I did telephone call and said, I'm already somewhere in building of Tamaulipas University, so please you can come and pick me up. So my colleague, my friend came to this building, to this guard room, picked me on his car, and we came to the destination place, to the laboratory of university. And you can see here this laboratory of university on this picture. So this was just a small adventure. And now I can show you on computer and explain these pictures step by step. So already in campus, you can see here some tropical plantations, tropical plants like palms, like huge agavas. Temperature was not very high, so it was pretty cool, so maybe 20 Celsius degree, but agavas everywhere. And also, when I was in university, I had opportunity to visit different places around with the help of my colleagues, just for searching for some interesting place for collecting, because our material of small Chalcid wasp need to be collected in natural environment, and of course you will miss this environment because many agricultural places around. So in this photo on computer you can see this is citruses, huge oranges, which was not like this small oranges, but this like two fists, quite a big oranges, very huge, quite heavy oranges. And they, of course, when they're harvesting, so they fall down. Mountains were nearby somewhere, just on the horizon, so far away. But talking about Mexico, it's impossible to miss pyramids. One colleague of mine who was studying already in this university advised me to visit pyramids of Mexico. That's why when I came, I have not seen them, but he said you can spend maybe half a day when you're coming back from university, when you come back home in Mexico City. Nearby, you can visit pyramids of Teotihuacan. Very interesting pyramids. Pyramids of sun, pyramids of moon, and pyramid of a sacrifice. Special pyramids place is located maybe in approximately 1 hour nearby Mexico City. That's why when I already came out from laboratory, I visited pyramids, and I'm very pleased to tell you the story about pyramids. Already in this time, I have visited pyramids in Egypt. So in Egypt, pyramids are not the same. They're much smaller. They're maybe twice or 3 times smaller than in Mexico. And of course, they're done from different stones. Here you can watch the pyramids of Mexico. They have 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then flat on the top. They are not sharp on the top. They're flattened on the top. You can see 1 first floor, 2nd, 3rd, 4 floors. 4 floors. And on the top, this is where tourists are coming on steps, step by step, and have a small relaxation on the top of a pyramid. It's quite surprising to see here huge views around of these pyramids with small plantations around with some plants, and steps are very high, maybe 30 centimeters high steps, not very thin. It's allowed to come on the top. And here another pyramid of moon on some far distance. In computer it's visible some sculptures, some monuments which are done on the hills of these pyramids, some dragons, some snakes, because this is the pyramid of moon or pyramid of sacrifice. So very memorable place, very interesting to visit. Pyramids of Teotihuacan near Mexico City. And this place already, again, near pyramids, I guess, covered with some cactuses and very dry place with agavas. Agave plants, huge one, which are used for tequila drinks. If you know, tequila drinks is used for drinking, and agave is used for making tequila. And here on computer you can watch me just near the building where I was living. So there are some trees on streets, and in the place where I was living, I used also some yellow pen traps just in the courtyard of this building, under the small orange tree, which was growing with oranges. I put several plates covered, filled with water, with shampoo and with salt for collecting of insects which are flying around, because you see very low grass, very few plants of grasses in the courtyard, but still insects flying around. If you put yellow pen traps, you put plates with water and shampoo, you can collect many insects which can be sorted and selected and stored in these boxes for future study. Can be stored in alcohol, Yes. welcome to my computer place, computer screen from telephone, because on telephone I have only story, and on computer I have my photographs. Aquarium net insects from which are stored in the water in yellow pen traps or murky traps. And this is university with entomological collection. As I showed you, entomological collection stored in drawers. This is postgraduate student in the university. We are studying some materials, some collections. This photograph of cypresses, some interest agavas and palms in the campus of university. Again, campus of university is filled with many plants, many green plants, especially agavas, especially with cactuses of a very huge size. Cactuses, not very small cactuses like a greenhouse in Ukraine, but huge cactuses. And evening time, it was already cool, maybe less than 20 degrees Celsius. So I was walking on my foot to apartment where I was living, just crossing some dry grasses with palms and with cactus, and I found some interesting places with small water lagoons, with small water streams. You see, I found green places, which was very important, green places. I found one small stream with green plantations. Stream was not very good, with not many plants inside the stream, but many plants were around, especially of Fabaceae family, Malvaceae family, different green seeds, again some dry seeds, so it's possible to collect seeds. It was possible, and I collected some seeds, small legume plants for future breeding, for future rearing of insects from seeds. And this is another place in Mexico, little bit distant place from Ciudad Victoria, with oranges, because we had opportunity to travel out of Ciudad Victoria to semi-tropical place where we found some interesting places with fields of cactuses. So this is a field with cactuses which are used for food and we are sold in shops. So this Apunce on the previous photographs are used like cabbage in Europe. So Apunce cactuses are cleaned from spines and used for making some salads, for making different dishes. And here just I'm standing near Agawa, in the place which was named, as I do remember the name, not so important. So it was approximately maybe 300 kilometers south of Victoria. So we visited special places near reservation. And in this time was very interesting because here you can see frozen plants after some days. This is a bread tree and banana tree with dry leaves, because it was cold. Cold in Mexico means maybe +5 Celsius evening time. This is very cold. So bananas in the temperature of about +5 evening, +5 Celsius night time, we were becoming frozen and died. So that's why they just changed their color. And you can recognize farmer came to the plants, cut some bananas, and we were traveling, looking here around with my colleague, and found this surprising cutted bananas and very unusual bread tree with dyed leaves. So I was pleased to take some photographs nearby. It's bread tree. So of course here this is me with a butterfly near bread tree and with some cutted plants of bananas. You see, that means cold temperature. And these next days already were very hot, about plus 30 Celsius. And this is a banana plantation on the photograph with already brown trees, frozen trees. So these are plants, avocado plants, all hillside with very huge trees of avocados. So this was already tropical place, more warm, more wet place, but some places are still dry, covered with agavas, with flowers of agavas. You see big agave and it's making just big flowers on the top with some plantations with cactuses, so like potato in Europe. So photo near these potatoes, or not potatoes, with cactuses, with field of cactuses. Here, this was a place in the hotel during our visit. And this is Ciudad Victoria with church on one of the main streets in Ciudad Victoria. And here are some photographs with my colleagues entomologists who were working in this time in this university. This was Dr. Dmitry Rafaelovich Kasparyan and Dr. Myartseva, Svetlana Nikolaevna Myartseva. Dr. Kasparyan, this is nearby university. We were walking back from university to our apartment place. So this was a holiday. So you see these people in national traditional decoration clothes because it was kind of a holidays before Christmas time. And before Christmas time, we visited with Dr. Myartseva one church just for touristic purpose for visit. And I took some photographs of people in the church and near the church. Again, in the time of this special holidays before Christmas. So children were coming to this church, and this was just Christmas tree and some decorations in a shopping mall, shopping center. We visited also some interesting tropical places inside Mexico, maybe on about 100 kilometers from Ciudad Victoria on mountains. So for that we crossed hills and we arrived to mountains. Here Dr. Myartseva with one of our university colleagues under the nuts tree. And it was December and January time, December and January before Christmas. So you see everything is green. So water streams are very warm and temperature was about 30 degree, 35 degree in midday and maybe 15 degree at evening time. Evening time was very cold and daytime 35 was very hot. So very big such changes of temperature. This was in the south place with semi-tropical plantations with some waterfalls, and here just nearby these avocado trees with hills with avocados. Again, these plantations with cactuses, so farming place because as I said, and again here some avocado trees. Here some plants which were crawling as lianes on the top of trees in semi-tropical areas, background forest is very green, very colorful, with roots of plants just on the other plants. So plantations are very interesting. And I'm pleased to show you on video. So here, very small, very short video of Theothiocon on white and black video, because I put on the bottom somewhere and I switch off colorful picture on video camera. So I got only white and black pictures. So that's why this pyramid of Theothiocon, pyramid of moon, just white and black. So still it's quite surprising, still quite interesting how it looks like. Little bit animation from Mexico. Of course, some green places became white and black, but pyramids were also green. I have some other videos, which also just with stones, with mountains, when we traveled from one place to another place. So we used cars, so we traveled far away, about 200, 300 kilometers out of university for some field collecting, for field studying, for bringing material, for collecting material, for bringing it to a laboratory which can be studied and sorted later, kept in some boxes like this, in alcohol for future investigation. So we traveled far away on. So unfortunately, video I got only white and black pictures of hills, which are, of course, green. They're very green. These are mountains. No, not mountains. These are plants. Dr. Salinas with Dr. Svetlana Nikolaevna Mertsova under this big, huge nuts tree in December time. So some trees were without leaves, some trees were very green. So very different situation. Surprising. And we were coming to some places inside the Mexico, different gradation places were changed, and we got a warmer climate on the south, and a warmer climate in the places close to desert. So plantations became greener on the south, as I showed you some semi-tropical area, and these plantations were close to, yes, like here, near mountains, was a huge wall with cactuses. So this was a huge wall. So just near the road, were twice, 3 times higher than my height. So 2, 3 times bigger than humans. This is Dr. Salinas from Ciudad Victoria University, Tamaulipas University. Surprisingly, so huge cactuses which created some plantations near the road. And this is a Dr. Myartsova. So we are very pleased to take some video recording of entomologist during the long way trip from Ciudad Victoria to mountains, because we crossed many forests, many rivers, and then we came to the plateau on the top of mountains, somewhere inside, which in the maybe 100 or more than 100 kilometers out of Ciudad Victoria to the west from Ciudad Victoria on plateau of mountains. And you see some villages, sorry, on the black and white, but very colorful, very interesting place. Especially was interesting to see near rivers, near streams, pine trees in combination with palm trees with combination with pine trees. So Christmas trees, pine trees, fir trees in combination with palms, because palms are tropical and fir trees, pine trees, just temperate. There are some streams, some rivers. Some greenery places. Here. Here on the video you can watch some trees, some plantations and some villages on the road from Ciudad Victoria to the western part out of Ciudad Victoria. Of course, very colorful, very green place. Some palm plantations, some banana plantations. The main task of my visit was the collecting of material of Chalcid wasps, especially egg parasitoids, and different other groups of Chalcid wasps for further investigation to identify some materials from the collection, because many small Chalcid wasps need special preparation and study only after the mounting on special plate, non-special glasses like this one. Many small insects like Chalcid wasp need preparation and study under the microscope, under the high magnification of Olympus microscope, as we have in our laboratory, to take some photographs, to make comparative analysis of the photographs, to study literature connected with these different parasitoids for identification, and then preparation of some descriptions and preparation of some scientific publications on the basis of study of insects on these tiny small micro slides, which are studied in the laboratory, which are done already in the laboratory in Ukraine. So some publications on insects have been published, some insects have been sorted, some insects were mounted on tiny microscopic slides, as I show you. Still, maybe some insects needs investigation because it takes time. So these tiny microscopic slides, which are stored in our institute. You can watch our from Ciudad Victoria to the western parts of Tamaulipas estate. So some plateaus, some fields. Yeah, this is a place with banana trees and bread trees, as I said. Only video I got only in one and black. So you see here, dead plantations after frozen days with plus 5 Celsius degrees. So all banana trees died, some bread trees died. So farmer cut all trees for restoration, because banana tree, this is not a tree, banana is a grass. And bread tree, I'm not sure, probably looks like also very tiny grass, which should be growing very fast and quickly, regrowing very fast. So I have here my cameraman. Cameraman was here, me, and also with the help of my colleague, Dr. Kasparyan, Dmitry Rafaelovich Kasparyan. He also took some photos in this place. Here was the steps through the forest, greenery forest, but even with some butterflies. On the camera I got some pictures of butterflies. Of course, I'm not lepidopterist, but I took opportunity to take some videos of some other insects, maybe collected few insects, except parasitoids, like butterflies. Mostly I collected small parasitic wasps, which I stored in alcohol, which I stored dry, and here some flora and fauna and some birds were flying around. Unusual, very interesting and colorful. I'm taking off. The sound, because sound here in camera is not working properly. Sound is with some delay. As you see here, some banana trees, some avocado trees, the forest. The funniest place was pyramids. And this is maybe cafeteria, local cafeteria. The funniest and historical place was pyramids. I always advise for people who can visit Mexico City and other places in Mexico to visit pyramid place, because you will enjoy it really very much. And if you visit distant place, you can be under the accompanying with your colleagues, with your friends, who can help you with accommodation, who can help you with some permission for collecting, who can help you with some transportation. And permission for collecting is also very important, because in other countries, each country has a special permission for collecting. We had permission for collecting in Mexico, no limitation. And it's most important to collect in some unusual places like Mexico, because if you are studying special taxonomical group of insects, which is small, which is with very specific biology, ecology, no one, only you as entomologist, can find this group in this area. No one, only you can collect on these grasses, on these trees, inside these seeds, inside, only you can rear entomophagous insects. Only you can rear some phytophagous insects, because you know biology, you know trophical relations, you know ecology. It's very difficult to explain people how to collect material which they have never collected before, or people have no motivation for collection. The most important motivation, this is collaboration. This is a cooperation and publishing of joint scientific papers. If you are interested in collaboration, so you can collect some small parasitoids, small insects, in small tubes, rear them from eggs, so you can send them for the study and for investigation. So the most important, as I said, most important motivation for cooperation, this is scientific publication, scientific joint publication. So I propose to cooperate, to collaborate, to study insects which you can collect either on plants, on trees, using butterfly net, using different traps, like this one this material was collected on Malay traps, or some material can be collected from American trap or yellow pen traps. I have many videos with yellow pen traps, so how to collect with yellow pen traps. When you collect material, you can keep it in alcohol in small plastic and glass tubes. Add here precisely a label with collection place, collector dates, collecting name, collector name. You can save it in a refrigerator and outside of a sunshine, so it prevents the destruction of material. And you can send this material in boxes or in tiny boxes on my address, which you can receive from me. You can connect with me on email, ask me about my precise institute address. So you can contact me with this telephone, not telephone, with telephone for people who can use telephone and use social media. You can find always me on different social medias, or you can use this my email for connection to develop our cooperation to study different scientific material which you can collect in different classes. If you rear some entomophagous insects, I can help you to identify some egg parasitoids, some chalcid wasps, and you can prepare some scientific publications in international journals. Most important, I am interested in egg parasitoids, especially in genus Trichogramma and other Trichogrammatida family, and some other egg parasitoids, because they have a hidden biology, difficult to breed them, difficult to rear them from hosts, from eggs. So if you are attentive, if you so unique that you collected them from eggs, so it's great to keep them in glasses, send them by post to my laboratory in Ukraine, in Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. I will study it, describe it, and we can publish it as a joint paper in scientific journal. So our names will be together, my name, your name, name of your colleagues who collected material, who helped you to collect unique material of parasitoids. So then we can make such joint scientific publication. So this was a story about Mexico. This was a story about my travels to Mexico. Sorry that I cannot show you a video on smartphone. On smartphone, you can change link and go to my email, go to my computer through the link of Dr. Victor Fursov, and on screen of computer, in another file, you can watch all my video of the same translation, of the same stream, because I'm translating on telephone, I'm translating on computer, and on computer I'm showing interesting video which is not visible on smartphone. So go to the computer, go to the link of Dr. Victor Fursov, entomologist, beekeeper teacher, and use this opportunity for cooperation, for mutual collaboration, for exchanging material by small parasitic wasps for their study and publishing results in scientific papers. Contact me on this address if you have egg parasitoids which you have not identified. If you collected small, tiny parasitoids of 0.5 millimeter, 1 millimeter, and if you need identification. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming to my video stream. You have opportunity to write questions, and under this video, use translator to translate your question in English or in from other language. So you can put your question under this video and we can contact. If you have opportunity to support channel through Buy Me Coffee or Patreon page, welcome to the link on Patreon to become sponsor of this channel, to make some donations for development of this channel, or write comment, which also very helpful for promotion of channel. Either link or a small message under this video, also helpful for promotion, because YouTube is accepting some likes and some comments as promotion of video and will show it to another video viewers on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Good luck. See you soon on my channel. Bye bye. Good luck. See you on my channel. Subscribe and translation. Good luck.